surprising. They still go for that certain 1-3-1 setup, but they secured good off-laner, side laners
Side
on their
lanes,
side. And if you can see here, Rebo is with the Popol and Koopa side lane. I expected this to just come out because there's this thing about Popol and Koopa that they can lane dominate as long as Popol and Koopa are together.
Yeah, and the support would still be Chango, right? Chango. So, if I'm not mistaken, on the 1-1-3 or on the 1-3-1 setup for the Project Next patch, you have the mid laner for the support position. That's the one you're gonna be leaving here, and occasionally the jungler, the one with the retribution, would just visit the side lanes. Actually, not the mid lane, because why side lane? He wants to target the gold lane, honestly. You want to target those shield, and again, try to make a push using a 1-1-3 setup. And again, Chango is really good on maintaining your lane. It's very, very hard to push against the Chango if you're just relying on the minions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just very, very excited about this match. I'm actually glad not much has been changed from our previous team setups. But still, change is change, and change will be there. Change will be there.
And
change will be there for
change
for the whole game, game, right?
It's still the same idea that BREN has been living on, that Chang'o and Cho set up the concussive blast and the pokes coming out from the Chang'o. They have high first blood capability here to the side of BREN Esports. So I think Omega should look out for a flicker coming out from the Cho.
Yeah. Well, that is expected.
It's expected. It's Lusty. I mean,
right?
Lusty will just try to go for that.
Yeah.
It's how he goes. Like, there's this certain thing about Lusty that it's okay if he dies as long as the enemy dies first.
Yeah, is disrupted, and there are 2 points of heavy conflict here, guys. One would be of the jungle, but more so on side lanes. I think on the side lane, especially on the gold lane, especially when a team is trying to get a good chunk out of that bonus gold with the shield protection, right? So you'd want to account that, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. Right now we just have a technical pause here for our teams, ladies and gentlemen. And so far, well, we have to account for the first rotation.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We have to account what jungle comp will they be targeting first? Who will be assisting who? Right? I do believe there is still a leash mechanic here, right? But again, it's totally not encouraged to always go with your jungler, because again, there is a damage reduction in the creeps.
I think in a way, Shinbu, not much will change, because the thing is, for the previous meta, you clearly have to put it in a way, or see it in a way, that after the first wave, the support doesn't really go out of lane anymore. What the support does is she tries to clear that second wave alone. So that he can get full minion gold. XP. And he can maneuver to level 4 and get that mask going on his side, if they're ever gonna go for that dual mask setup.
Here we go. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be our very first game for the very first series of the very first day of the 6th week of the MPL Season 6 regular season. BREN Esports versus Omega. Alright, so Cloud will be targeting the Fiend here, whereas Hajizi will start on the purple buff. Both are just doing assist here for the lane, because you'd want to at least get lane advantage. Yeah, force a flicker against Few. Nice gank there by Hit.
Did you notice something new for Few?
Right, what?
He went straight for the second skill first, not the first.
Alright.
Because the thing is, there is a plus 20 bonus on your physical attacks.
Yeah, on your physical. I actually go with the second skill first if I want to win the lane, honestly.
But for some actually, they go for the first skill because it's a bit of a poke. But now, I think it's more reliable to just go for this, because in the early levels, that 20 damage actually makes sense.
Yeah, and especially on your attack for the minions. Hit is starting to disrupt more than Lusty here, honestly. Alright.
And look at this, they're sticking together, and they know that they have to leave Carl.
They have to leave Carl,
They have to leave Carl, because if Carl doesn't get that alone, it will take a lot of time. And 15 plus 15, that's 30% of damage, Few.
Whoa, so it's gonna be Few that will be their target here. Hit, once again, I think is more disruptive here than Lusty. And there's also a good follow-up there by Hajizi.
So, I'm guessing there's a bit of a discord or how do I say this? Problem on the side of BREN Esports because of what Heath did. He delayed. He actually delayed
Yeah.
the farm here of Kartzy. I mean, Kartzy didn't really get affected that much because Kartzy has the retribution. But then again, someone died on their side just because of that rotation.
And that's how they will solve health.
Yeah.
What they did, they sent Flap TC with the execute.
Yeah.
So that there's an early burst onto hit. Bye-bye hit.
So, okay. So for the side of BREN Esports, as long as this game is dragging, they will get more out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still
a
a
cloud.
cloud.
Yeah. And you still want to account for that. And I think Kartzy knows what's up. Kartzy knows that hit is just there trying to disrupt. And so far, yeah, we still have okay. So there is the first rotation by Kartzy. Note for the fact that he is not accompanied by Lusty here.
And look at Flapsy here.
Flapsy here forced to use the Black Dragon form. And he is the one being forced out of his lane. This is the 1-1-3 setup. And there goes Hit. He knows what's up. And this is the 1-1-3 setup we are talking about. Not anymore 1-0-4 or 4-0-1. You really want someone stay in the mid and just allocate 2 members to gank aside lane.
You just have to make your pick of Snappy. And this
Yeah.
is what Omega is doing. Carl getting caught out. BMI, just to get out.
Yeah.
And XP lane is on top. Gold lane is on top. XP lane is at bot.
Yeah, and for that part, it is Omega's gonna be leading, right? Curlzy is kind of untouchable. There's Lusty. Alright, direct kick.
And look at this. They just went in.
Yeah,
Lusty.
just went in, right?
I mean, if you guys, some of the viewers here are having trouble to dictate how to see whether that's the gold lane or the XP lane without looking at the map, I know that some of the people don't really, pick up as fast as other people.
Yeah.
You can just check the wagons on what they're carrying.
Yeah,
If they're carrying
yes.
gold,
Or
that's
scrolls.
the gold lane.
Yeah.
If they're carrying the scrolls, that's the XP lane.
EXP lane, guys. So right now, for your viewing experience, the AXP lane is on the bottom lane. The gold lane is actually up top.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's actually a quick attempt there by Kartzy on trying to visit the lane of Kartzy so that he can get at least some chunk of that gold lane. A nice and very beautiful flicker to the ejector down onto Few, and now Few is the one getting punished here. And that's what we are talking about. Sometimes that very safe mid laner might suffer from assassins, and Kartzy here, just going for the wrap around, is still gonna be the target here, and that's a very big win there by Omega.
Oh, this is actually surprising. Omega making sure that they make this game count. And remember, Onyx Esports is the only one to take a chip in the shoulder here of BREN Esports. Their invulnerable state. Onyx Esports was able to take one game away from them. But this is the Gillette instant replay, hashtag shave the day. Look at how dominant the Omega squad here in terms of getting their pickoffs. They go straight for Kartzy after. Haji didn't even bother going for a Flap.
Yeah.
Because he knows that Flap is in a bad situation anyway. So why contribute when I can go straight for Karl?
Yeah. It's always rewarding to just target Karl. Always rewarding to just target the main carry here of the enemy team. Still, Few will just be doing the same thing over and over again. Even though he died, even though there's a lot of pressure established by Omega towards him, his ult will still be online. As long as he got his level 4, that's totally spammable. There's still a lot of control here for this mid lane side. And the thing here is that a heavy gold was given to the chunk of Omega on the top lane side. That is already a very early turret secured. Actually, side lanes, I forgot. On the side lane side. So, we're kind of correct on the accounting for the side laners here of Omega being quite explosive against BREN.
And BREN Esports, they're not fighting in any way here. They're just letting Omega get whatever they want right now. Because they know if they play the long game, they will have a certain amount of advantage. As long as Kartzy doesn't go down.
Remember, guys, in this running meta as well, in this new update, oh no, Kartzy got caught. There might be a catch there by HGC, not going to be committing for a dive. But again, for this Project Next patch, games will be longer.
Games will be longer.
Games will be longer because of the turret protection.
Because, you know what, Shinbu, that 3-minute mark, that 210-second setup for that turret plating, that turret shield, it's really just gonna slow down people.
Yeah, it's really just gonna slow down people, even in the rotations, because you have to really stay on your lane. You have to maintain, if not, push or shove or win a lane. And that's what's happening here. Again, this is the strat of the Chango. Look at that. The side lanes are suffering, but because of Pew here, really no pressure can be established here for the side lane without having to dive. But there is a very effective diver onto the side of Omega, and that would be of Hit. Onto the side, that's going to be it, Carl Z. That's going to be the Yuzong going down, and GZ goes for the dive. He will be casting the Blade of Tempest just to walk away. And still, what Omega is doing is they know their tempo, and they're choking BREN here. Should ever BREN tries to engage, they will punish them.
Ice Queen Wand on Few. That will give him the certain utility that he needs, especially into clearing out these waves. They are not letting Omega get this middle lane turret. I like how they're playing this. They're not really putting Omega in front for the map control setup that they're going for right now. It will be very problematic for BREN Esports to just give this out, because the thing is, those side lanes or side minions, side jungles, it's going to be open for the side of Omega.
And this is the problem of you trying to rotate actually onto another lane. Omega here with the 22 seconds timer, I think they might be able to get a shove, to get a push here for the mid lane side. And also, I want to account of the Ruby pick. I think Ruby will shine heavily on this patch. Ruby is really good at doing lane maintenance. She's really, really good whenever someone is trying to dive her under turret. Yeah, you know, that combo, that flicker, especially of that We Are Angry ultimate. And yeah, I think the side lanes really, I mean, as evident and as visible here for our game, the side lane really is where the Omega's win is coming from. We might be seeing the very first one-sided lose here of BREN.
It's 3-4-3 in terms of the turtle department here for the side of Omega.
Yeah.
And you know what? Lusty isn't really getting this dominance into just going in front of the enemies. Claude goes down once again.
GC making short work of Curtizi actually as the Claude goes down, as you mentioned. And there we go. There's going to be the complete push for this outer mid lane turret, ladies and gentlemen. And down for the bottom lane, that's going to be Baptiste forced again to use his Black Dragon form. Hit is just waiting for a proper timing as Rebo kites back. The damage is evident here for the side of the Omega, and that would be it. The Dragon gets laid on human form. There's also Duccio that will come along. And now also Few, the third one, and I think this game is kind of as good as one by Omega against BREN. It seems that Omega is not willing to let up their lead.
Haji Z, Hayes, Kurt Z, Heath, Toshi. Are they the ones who's gonna stop this streak coming out from BREN? Remember, this team, we did not really give them, let's say we did not give them, you know, the proper acknowledgement into just, how do I say this, adjusting?
Yeah, adjusting.
Fast. But
we kind of, but still against BREN.
Yes,
we're thinking.
we really thought that BREN Esports, they can adapt fast, but Omega here, they have a certain understanding of this meta that BREN Esports, they cannot touch it, it's invulnerable to them, and they cannot get it.
Especially the Jawhead, man. Especially the Jawhead. I kind of but feel that it is going to be the Jawhead that enabled a lot of things here for the side of the Omega. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a 9-minute, we're about to enter actually the 10-minute mark of this game. Still no turret was pushed out to the side here of BREN. That's going to be Kurtzi receiving the whole damage, the whole brute force of a Fuse Meteor Shower.
They can, for Omega here, yes, they are winning, but they cannot give out these easy pickups on the side of BREN Esports. We do know that BREN Esports, if you give them an opening, they will try to break that opening apart and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and they will win from that. So, Omega, they're doing a great job, but right now, they have to be very careful.
Yeah, Black Dragon form once again onto Flaptizi as Lusty is being dueled up here by Hit, but here goes Adjizi. Really, Adjizi is a carry, very willing to actually participate in fights. But it might be it. I can sense, even in the gold graph here, that something is plateauing onto the side of Omega, as it is more difficult, honestly, anyway. It is more difficult to actually push an inner turret compared to the outer turret.
Gold is gold, but if you think about it, slowly but surely, BREN Esports is catching up. And you do have a Rebo to zone out on that Popol and Koopa. You have Few to push out the waves with the Meteor Shower. They're not using it to contest anything. And they catch out Toshi here. Oh my goodness.
That is big, ladies and gentlemen. Lusty here also staying down for the mid. He has to dash out. And we got the lure getting focused on by the Omega squad. Aribo not willing to let up. He's going to go for this Lord. It is going to be secured quickly by Hajizi's Retribution. And down for the party, it would be of Hit down from the front side. And of course, Hajizi running onto the back as he got Carl Tizzy quite quick.
That was
way
fast.
faster than Omega. Yeah, way faster than his teammates can really follow up. That is a very, very effective assassination there by Hajizi.
I just have to say, map awareness for Haji Z to not be trigger happy into going for those for people in front of him, but he went straight to the back.
Backline,
He
yeah.
saw Claude
Yeah.
and he punctured Claude like how do you say this? What's a sewing ball where you put the needles in?
Like a swimming ball.
A sewing ball, probably a sewing ball. He punctured Claude here, and Claude can't really do anything. He doesn't have his items yet. I think the next item for him is going to be the golden staff.
Yeah.
He has the demon hunter sword, but Haji as well has it.
Yeah, and the thing here is there's a lot of snappiness, as you keep on mentioning onto the earlier onto the lanes, that whenever you want to be really snappy, there's a lot of snappiness onto hit. Right, I mean, hit is just, you know, if not staying in the middle, zoning out people, being always a visible threat against the enemy. Hit will just initiate quickly for you. And look at here, Flaptizi decides to do it up with a GZ. What is he thinking? There we go. They have to fall back in Black Dragon form into the front line. It would be of Toshi playing, of course, his Winter Trance just to go in.
Oh!
Goes in with a flicker. We are angry combination after the destruction of the Millennium Inhibitor turret, and that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be focusing in onto this base. Omega takes the most one-sided victory.
BREN Esports went for Roger because one of the things you do to beat a Selena is you force engage them every single time. Remember, Selena, when she has the time to poke you guys down with the arrow and just get a good initiation, just because she can, then that's the time where it actually hurts for the side of BREN Esports. But if they always force engage, it won't be a problem. And right now, they actually go in for a few.
Yeah, they went in for a few, and the idea is experience lane for Curl Z. Alright, so what they do is they want to get an experience advantage for Curl Z here. Curl Z is level 2. Hajizi sits at level 1. Hit is now invading, but the problem here is Hit is invading against someone, against a carry which is a level 2. Pew is kiting back.
Oh.
Okay, we're trying to read the early rotations here. Rebo was forced to get onto the recall.
And look at Lusty here, not really caring about anything here. Haze!
Ooh!
Wow!
Yeah, there goes the first blood. Actually, Pew also goes in. And he got cornered here. That's 2-4-0. So, that was a good attempt, I think, by BREN. It's just really, you know, it fell short by a very, very little margin, especially of, I think it was of Hayes surviving.
Look at this Flap trying to go for that invade. But here is where the patch makes a lot of sense. You cannot just force yourself in and take that without the Hunter's Knife.
Yeah.
The Hunter's Knife made you capable of doing this. And it seems to me like BREN Esports, they're trying out new things. But it's not really working on their favor.
Let's look onto the Gillette instant replay here. Butters. One auto. He went for the flicker. Quite a bit late on the flicker, honestly. And that is the thing. There's a lot of damage there, and Hit always has a very high presence of mind in participating and making sure that he dishes out the most damage possible for his teammates. So, yeah, that is a good lead. And the worst part about it for BREN is that Hajizi was involved. You know, he got 2 physical attack dagger lead compared to Roger here with the boots. But there's a very little lead. That's just 100 gold lead here. Lusty, he will be popped once again.
And look at how commanding this Jawhead pick is to the map. They're really just showing a lot of stuff that they can possibly pick off with this Jawhead.
Oh my god. That's a lot of crowd control. And the problem there is, look at the durability there of Hit. And it allows for Hajizi to just clean up. Your eyebrows are meeting, but...
Oh my goodness.
We are all shocked.
This is absurd. Like,
yeah, very absurd.
This is absurd. I mean, I'm not really looking at it in a way that Omega cannot beat BREN, but the amount of pressure that a Jawhead and a Selena puts into the map, I cannot fathom how pressured BREN Esports is right now.
And Hit is on a support emblem. Yeah. Hit is on that's not a tank emblem even. Not even a fighter emblem. So look at that. That is crazy, man. Very curious on the... I forgot to look at his first core item. I would be expecting a mass here. But right now, early game control. That's very big lead. That's 3,000 onto the side of Omega here. And now they're starting onto the turtle. Lusty again. You know, very poor performance here on the backshot compared to the show earlier that forces the side laners to participate, and they don't care. Even if Rebo diving in, forced to actually flicker out with his blood out already turned on. Re-engage comes in, hit gets focused once again, and Toshi is there to follow through. There goes Flopsy, goes for the knockup, flickers away, and that's what Toshi has done.
And
Man!
while that's
Omega!
happening, Curtsy going for that turret. Now, you can see that there is quite a significant change in the turret damage.
Yeah.
Turret damage that you can do. It's reduced to make sure that the laning stage sticks for a bit. Now, Omega, they're commanding this map.
This game, and here's the thing. Because of the side laner, because of Flaptz, because of Flaptz being forced to participate in the mid lane, now Kurtzy has the level advantage. I cannot but feel that Flaptz missed a few scroll siege minions, experience minions on the bottom lane, and Kurtzy has the lead in terms of level. And here's the thing about the levels, that scales really, really well in the early game with execution. The higher the level, the higher the damage of execution will be.
They can really not understand what Omega is doing here. It's just pressure after pressure.
Yeah.
Even Rebo.
Look at it.
Even Rebo is finding trouble into the top lane.
Nice pick up on the hit. Lusty shouldn't overstay. And there goes the GC. He wants to bait in. He goes for the dive in. Also, the Blade of Tempest allowed for Kurtzy to make the cleanup. And there goes BREN. They try to re-engage. They will be punished as they get avenged here by the members of Omega. And that's it. That's going to be it. Rebo also went for the dive onto Toshi. But where is the damage? Few is yet to drop his own umbrella there. That's going to be a total trade of 3-for-1. And it's going to be won by OMG.
Clearly, Omega has the damage output advantage here against BREN Esports. Even if Carl got the 2 kills, he did not survive that. Yeah. And that means they cannot turn it into an objective. Yeah. It's still a 3v2. Yeah. Omega here still winning because they have objectives on their side. Yeah.
Especially with the turret shield that was taken in by the Omega squad. That is a lot of gold. That is a lot of acceleration for them. Flapsy. Okay.
He survives. Doesn't have the flicker.
Yeah, I think also he's went for a very late flicker on the part. He went for the flicker maybe to go for the bite. But there goes another fight here onto the turtle side. Kurtzy focuses on towards Rebo. Doesn't care. He has the lead. Yet to press his execution. And there we go. Kurtzy dueling here. Kurtzy dueling Kurtzy here. Lots of Z actually whenever these two teams fight. Doesn't matter though. It's a win by BREN Esports 1-0.
What is the true TZ connection? Is it Hajizi and TZ, Kurtzy, or Kurtzy and Flaptz?
Yes.
Who is the real TZ connection?
It's the real
here?
TZ, man. You get the real Slim Shady, but here in PH you get the real TZ.
Slim
TZ. Slim TZ, the Slim TZs.
The Slim TZs. Man, oh man, BREN Esports here. They are on the verge of losing this series, but you know what, Omega? They are still capable of making mistakes.
Look at the gold lead here.
BREN Esports.
Look at the gold lead here, man.
Yeah.
5K almost onto Hajizi, 3.6 onto Kurtzy. This is Project Next.
I think Ling is exceptional right now. Yeah. Seeing how imperative for you to rotate fast into the map.
And get objectives, right?
Oh!
And participate in the lanes and win the lanes here. But of course, BREN Esports will be able to secure the turtle. It's still going to be the same story. No patch update can actually hinder him on stealing the turtle. And that's it. That's going to be BREN going for the cleanup. Quite late here for the entrance of Flaptz. It doesn't matter though. And there we go. 3-4-0. BREN Esports gonna go for Toshi. And yes, that's it. 4 members here into the pocket of BREN.
One collapse is all it takes. Omega here.
Oh!
They tried to secure the kill on Hajizi.
Yeah.
And Hajizi went in to what? To take down that siege cannon.
Yeah, just to take the siege cannon for that part. BREN was able to capitalize here. Let's see the Gillette instant replay here.
Now, you're seeing this Shinbu that retribution was perfect. RNG was on their side. Carl went for the artillery. He went for the backlines first for Selena so that there are no more arrows that you're gonna fly out and disable them.
Yeah, and also I think Kurtzy was able to face out with that light and pounce. That's why no clear target to the Kurtzy. But it will be a different story here. Hajizi engages on the Kurtzy, and also gonna be an airborne here delivered by Flaptz towards Hajizi. Hajizi points him, and of course Kurtzy following up onto Rebo, ladies and gentlemen, with the blood out already on. Toshi onto the back line, Lusty as well on this outer mid lane inhibitor turret and also mid lane turret, and they get few as well dancing around. Toshi has the durability for this, allowing Kurtzy to actually go for the push.
Talk
Maybe a fight.
about overstaying your welcome, Rebo. Just connecting with that flowing blood and that blood
Look at Toshi.
And Rebo gets
Man.
popped by Toshi.
Yeah, I mean, only sights. Only sights coming in from Toshi there, as Rebo is just making sure that Toshi doesn't leave, doesn't respond to go for a dive here on the mid, but at the cost of his own life. No sustain can withstand here. The sights on Toshi, not having to actually have the Deadly Blade even, just has close and endless battle and a Vitality Crystal. Oh my god.
I think that's one of the problems here for the side of BREN Esports. Yes, it's a good alternative against a Raptor Machete, but, you know, it sets you back on the important items, on your core items.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna proceed in making that to a halberd.
Yeah. That's the sacrifice you get.
That's a
actually.
sacrifice you get
for the
and I think
Deadly Blade.
I think it puts them on the backslide.
Especially if you're behind. Yeah. Especially if the team is behind. Right?
Rebo,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, look at that pop coming out from
Hajizi.
Hajizi and Kurtzi. They just okay. Omega is working in a way that they really just want to pressure every single lane here on the side of BREN Esports.
Yeah. I mean that's the story of the game. Ever since even before the Project Next, it's just that it is more rewarding.
It's more
very
rewarding
rewarding
right
to actually get the pressure onto the lanes. Flapsy commits to his way of the dragon, commits to his death, and of course BREN Esports gonna follow up. And that's it. Last team wasn't able to back out very quick. Rebo is, of course, he just came from the base. Really no chance of going in. Now that is, I'm not accounting for mistakes here on BREN, but that is a clear mistake there by Flapsy.
I don't know why he went in for the commit on that wave of the dragon.
Yeah.
There was really no way
For BREN to
that you can get the
follow up.
kill on
Yeah.
Heath. If that was a Ling, I would have understood that.
Yeah, and
because
all in on healing.
that means Karlsey can just go in with a Lycan bounce,
Especially
and
without purification on
take him
Hajizi.
down. And probably it would stop Omega from taking down the Lord. But if it's a Jawhead, you don't really do that.
You don't really do that. Fully commit onto that one. He doesn't even need to land the ejector. He just need to activate the smart missiles for that part. There's gonna be an easy catch there for Rebo. Can have that feel that this is really a leaning tower getting brought down by a slight push by the Omega here. And then escalates very, very quickly. Hit here, focusing towards Carl TZ. And now a follow-up done in by Toshi quite late. Now they're focusing towards Lusty. Lusty's shell gets cracked. And it's going to be a trade of 1-for-1 with the buff going to the side of Omega.
You know what? While everything of that is happening onto the map, Haji and the others, they just go for the split. There is a Lord into the bottom lane of BREN Esports here.
3 lanes.
Problems on 3 lanes.
Yeah. You know, this hurdle just piles up and piles up for the side. And against BREN Esports, ladies and gentlemen, at 17-8. And my, oh my, this is totally surprising against a team that has the longest win streak here at our regular season. This is going to be their very first defeat. If ever this goes fully and gets shoved completely against their base, a miracle here is required to save the streak, ladies and gentlemen. And there goes FlapTZ. He went for the flicker, just connects the way of the dragon onto Hajizi. There's gonna be Hajizi not allowed to actually cast the Lycan bounce, and that's it. Hajizi will be able to walk away. Lusty also follows through along with Rebo, and the fight breaks out. Hajizi re-engaged with a full health. Where is this coming from? And now let's see here. As he falls back, there is going to be hit quite quick on the flicker. And now we got here the push being done here by the members of Omega onto the inhibitor turret in the top lane side. Rebo going to be melted through by the members of Omega. And I think that's it. It's going to be pick after picks. And few will be the next one to be kicked out of life here by Omega.
BREN Esports, look at what one patch can do to the invulnerable ones. They looked unbeatable way back on the previous meta, but right now they're on their last legs.
They're on their last legs.
Will the streak stay alive?
Will the streak stay alive? It's actually flashing before their eyes. You know, kills after kills, a mega kill against their main carry, and that's it. Onto the base. The streak has ended, and this series closes in 2-0 for Omega.
For a team that had struggles into adjusting into the 6-ban setup to the 10-ban setup, Omega right now, they have a new understanding of the meta.
Yeah.
And it fits them well. Jawhead and Selena.
Yeah, man.
Man, oh man.